Hello everyone. So from this recording, you are going to learn SQL DML queries. Data manipulation basic queries we are going to cover from this short video. So here you can learn about SQL basic things like data manipulation queries regarding how to insert, how to update some data, and how to delete it, and some select queries. Right. So we'll move to the recording. Okay, so I will create a database. We'll say company ABC. So I'm going to create a database as company. We'll say ABC. Right, right. I have created that. So let me click on that. So then I'm going to create a table inside. We'll say I'm going to create a table called department. So I'm just using just only two columns. Right. I'm focusing to only DML queries. That's why I did that creation part. It means DDL, data declaration language. DDL, I did not use queries. That is why I create database and also table with the interface. Now we are going to talk about how to use DML queries. All right. Before that, let me create the table also with the interface. So department, my table name is department. We'll add the department ID, some names, right? Column headings, and also department name. DPT ID and DPT name. I'll use that. And for the department ID, I will use INT, integer, and we'll say length is 10. And the department name, I'm selecting it Vacha. We'll say 100. The size is 100. And this department ID, I want to make it as primary key. Right. So these things I'm done using the interface. Right. Now we are going to do our query part. Right. I just use SQL tab here in order to write the queries. First, you are going to learn insert query. So there are two columns, you have seen that. And for both of that columns, I'm going to insert the data. It means I'm going to insert data for every field in my table. So there is very shorthand query for this. So this is our query. Insert into, we have to say the table name. So my table name is department and type values, open uh, brackets and close brackets. You can come in between and just type the values according to the order of the field. So first there was department ID. It is integer. No? I'll use like for the department ID, we'll say 1001, comma, and department name, I will name first department as IT. So this is I use in double quotes or else you can use single quote as well. This is Vacha type. That is why I'm using double quotes. This is INT. So just you can keep as it is. So no need to mention the column names because we are going to insert data for both columns. There is just only two columns. And if you are using maybe five columns, it is also okay. If you are going to insert data for all the five columns, then just you can use this small query, right? No need to mention the column headings if you are going to insert data for all the columns, but you have to use order of the columns as it is, right? So I will click on go and we'll check whether it's working. Yeah, now you can see my value has been inserted, the first value. Right, so this is our insert query. So I will use some other data as well. Let me add some other details. Insert into the table name, values, and after that, you have to mention details using the order of the columns. Hope now it is okay. This is our query, right? Click on go. Right, it's working now. Okay, so that is our first insert query. And let me create another table. We'll say I'm going to create another table. In this time, employee table, employee. So we'll say employee ID, employee ID. This time, I make it auto increment. It means I don't want to insert employee ID each time when it goes to insert a record, that ID is automatically generated, right? I will say it is INT and ID must be automatically generated. So in that case, I can use within this interface, I make it as automatically incremented. Right. So it is automatically being the primary key as well. When I just click on AI, it means automatically incremented. So it will make as a primary key as well. Right. That is my employee ID. Right. After that, what I'm going to do is I will add the rest of the fields of employee table. We'll say first name of the employee, right? So it must be Vacha. So we'll say 100. And the last name of the employee, I'll use as cell name. So this is also, I will say 100 like. Right. If you want to do any other fields, if you want to add, then also you can add those things as well. Right. I will use just only 3 columns and click on save. Okay. So for this employee table, let me add insert query. I will use insert query in order to add details to my employee table. In this time, I'm not using this insert query to insert data for employee ID because it is automatically generated. So I don't want to insert to that field. Then I'm using this insert query to insert details to selected fields, only. So then insert into my table name, employee, and you have to say what are the columns you are going to insert. So I'm not using EMP then the rest of the fields I have to mention because I'm going to use for selected columns only now. That's why. And values, you have to give according to these. So I use first name first here. So you have to use first name and after that, the last name. Right. Insert into employee and you have to mention the column names, values, and the details of the columns. Right. So let me run this query and check whether it's right. So this is the insert query that we are using to insert data only to selected fields. So here, because the employee ID is automatically generated, you can see it has automatically get one. Right. Not only this. So maybe there are some, we'll say some, we just want to insert the data for only F name only. So last name will be null. Last name will be empty. So we'll keep as it is. I just want to insert some data to the first name only. Then of course you can use this kind of query. Insert into employee. Just only mention what is the column you want to insert. And you can insert to that particular column only. This one. Right. So let me show you table. Right. You can see this. And also this query working like this. So we'll say, no need to worry about the order. I will say L name, comma, after that if name. That's okay, but you have to mention the names accordingly. So first you have to use the uh, data for last name. And after that, you have to use the data for first name. According to order which you describe within this bracket. Right? According to order means L name. If you are using L name here, you have to mention L name here as well. The data which is relevant to the L name. So like this. So we will going to run this query as well. So that's about basic insert queries. Now you are okay with the insert queries, I think. So let me show our final table. Right, this one. Okay, now we are going to move to the next query, to select queries. So if you want to select all the details of a particular table, so you can use this one. This is already, they have given the query. So let me type it again. Select all. We use asterisk mark or the star marks to mention all the details from. Just write your table. Select all from employee. Select all from employee. Then click on go. Then you can see all the details of the employee table. All the details of the employee table. Right. And if you want to select only some field, then you have to say select. We'll say I need to select only the first name. Select first name from employee. Only to select the first name. Just click on go. So you can see only the first name field will be displayed. And also if you want to use select F name and also first name and only the EMP ID without L name, I just want to show only these two columns. So we'll check. So let me again run this. Now you can see first name and employee ID will be displayed only. Right. Let me add another field to my employee table. I'm going to add another column. That is, I'm using actually interface because it is a structure. It is affect to structure now. So let me add that one. So add one column after L name. So I'm going to my structure and I'm adding a column called city, right? City. This also must be a varchar type. I'm adding another column. Right. So for that column, I'm going to insert some details as well. But here, so if I browse this one, we'll say I'm just going to browse this table. So now you can see city column. I have newly added that column. Now it is totally empty. So if you want to insert data for city columns, you can't use insert queries here because already data row is filled halfly, right? So you have to insert city column, but data, but you have to use update queries in that. Why it is so? Because if you have to use insert query if you are going to insert another new row, but already this row is here. You have to do some update actually, not the insert, right? So how to use update queries? So I'm going to use update queries. This is the format of update query. Update. You have to say your table name. Update employee. Set. A keyword. Set. What is the column that you want to update? City equal. Then just type the city name. where the condition, you have to mention where you want to update. We'll say our first employee's city is Kalutara. So you can track that employee from where employee ID is equal to 1. Update employee, set the column name, the detail, Kalutara, where employee ID equal 1. This is our update query. So I will run it and you can see. So now we have inserted the detail for the first row. Likewise, you can update details for the rest of the things as well. So we'll again do another update. Update employee set. Again, I'm using city equal EMPID equal to. I will update it again. Right. Now you can see. Also, this L name also you can update like that, right? You can use multiple column update as well. Just you have to use comma and mention the values. Right. I will update the third employee city as well using the same query. Right. Now you can see I have updated all the details of the city columns. Then I want to use another select query with where condition. Assume that I want to find who are the employees come from a certain city. So here we can use select. We'll say we need all the details to be displayed in all columns. That is why select all from employee where city equal. So this is how you add a condition where city equal this data. Select all from employee and with where condition. You can add some conditional data like this. So now you can see all the employees who are from this Kalutara city is displayed. So this is our select clause with where condition. Right, now you are able to do insert queries, update queries, and also select queries. Right, then we are going to do delete query as well. Delete query as well. So, right. So if I want to, we'll say we need to delete the third row. We'll say like that. We need to delete the third row. Right. So delete query, you can use delete delete from and your table name employee and where condition where you want to delete where EMPID. We'll say we need to delete the last record EMPID equal 3. EMPID equals 3. Delete from employee where EMPID equals 3. Then it gives us warning in our interface. So it is some critical action. That's why. So we'll just click on employee. Yeah, now you can see there are only 2 records because one is deleted. Right. So that is our delete query. Right. And another one special thing that I want to mention when we are doing update and delete queries, you have to be more careful. If you miss where condition, what happens? If you miss where condition, what happens, right? So for example, we'll say you have missed where condition. We'll say I'm going to update last name of this second employee. So to update this cell, right? So I want to insert the last name for the second row. So in that case, if I write this kind of query, what happens? Update, again, I'm going to update query, update, employee, set, L name equal, we'll say our last name is, we'll say, right. Last name, update employee, set last name, and normally you should write where that is the place. So if you have missed where condition, what will happen? Will it give us error? So we'll check. Will it give us error? We are going to check it. So it will not give us error, but instead of that, in PHP MyAdmin interface, it gives us a small warning only, not an error, right? Warning, because you are going to do some critical actions. That's why I'm just click on OK. There are no errors. Query is update. Query is run perfectly. So let me show what happens, but what has happened? All the employees' last name has updated to that data which I have provided. So if there are 100 rows, all the last name will be the name that you have provided. Here you can see even the first name, first record also has been updated because it doesn't know where to update, which record to update. So instead of that, it will update all the records. So that's why I say when you are using update query, you have to be more careful. If you miss the where condition, this will happen. And the same thing happens if I use delete from employee. If I missed where condition, then what will happen? You can guess. Delete query as well. Delete from employee. Just click on go, and it also gives us some warning. I just click on OK. Then I'm just again going to browse the employee table. What has happened? Table is not deleted. You can see these are column names. Table is there. The table structure is there. But what has happened? All the data of that table has been deleted. If you miss the where condition, and also maybe sometimes you need to do this. For example, if you want to delete all the data of the table without deleting the table structure you need to have, but all the data you want to delete, then of course you can use this simple delete query without where condition. Right. Hope it is useful for you. So all the basic queries regarding DML, data manipulation queries, we have learned from this video.